everybody, my name is Shawn Powell, and this video is just going to be me sitting right here. I might show a couple of pictures on a page or two, but that's going to be it. And some of y'all, I'm going to tell you, these are going to be the gold nuggets that you've been looking for. There's no way that you're not going to get something from this that's going to teach you probably what you need to know or what you've been missing, y'all. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get started. Shawn Powell here in North Carolina. I did restaurants for 26 years. Matter of fact, I was 17 years old, already managing a restaurant. Getting out of high school, y'all, let me turn my phone off so I don't get the notifications here. So I was getting out of high school and literally going to manage a pizza restaurant at 17 years old. So when I say that after 26 years, it's all I knew. Literally, restaurants was it. I didn't know how to do anything else. I was working about 65 hours a week. At that time, y'all, I was a single full-time dad. My little boy, I was working so many hours, he couldn't even be in his own house for literally half the week. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday was 14-hour shifts. And time you include me driving there and back, y'all, this was 42 plus hours, not including, travel back and forth. So there's just no way my son could be home at such an early age. So that's the life we were living. I was used to it. And my son got sick. And it was $11,000 worth of medical bills that took place in 5 days. So it didn't take long, to build up this. And I had already in the back of my mind been thinking about online business. Even years ago, I used to get books by eBay and things like, I didn't know where I was going to go or what, I just knew I was interested about making money online. I thought it'd be really cool to figure that out. I love figuring stuff out. So I came home after that $11,000 bill and really started looking, y'all. And I did some searches on YouTube. And at that moment, I found nothing. Absolutely nothing. I couldn't find anything that made me think I needed to, I need to do this business or whatever it was. I just couldn't find anything. 2 weeks later, y'all, if you know how YouTube is, you'll do a search at YouTube and the suggestions will come up from, even a month later sometimes. And there in the right corner, as plain as day, was this old man hiding. It looked like he was hiding behind the couch. He shot a video, and he was so far back, it was probably as big as my finger, to be honest, y'all. I couldn't recognize nothing about this man. And he was standing behind his couch. And it kind of intrigued me, to be honest. I was like, my first thoughts were, I wonder what Grandpa's got to say. It's my first thought. So I clicked it, and he said a couple things, y'all, that kind of intrigued me, to be honest, y'all. And he did a really good job. Even though he was so far back, he did a great job. And I was so green and didn't know what I was doing. First step I ever took towards an online business was right then. So I didn't remember who he was. I didn't remember how to get back to him. I couldn't even look him up on YouTube or anything. I didn't know anything, But I remember the name of the company. So I did a search on Google and YouTube, found this really sharp guy, got free from a job in 2 years' time. He's from Tennessee, and I was like, wow, this is exactly what I need, somebody that I can get behind that's done this, right? Well, let me tell you, it was the worst sponsor I've ever had in my life. I'll, till this day, can honestly tell you, I'm not sure I've ever even had a sponsor. But I love figuring stuff out, and I had such a huge burn in my stomach, y'all. I can tell you, I couldn't sleep. Excuse me. I couldn't sleep. I just, this was in my head. My little boy was laying right beside me. He was pretty small at that time, sleeping on the same bed with me, watching, stuff falling asleep. I'd get up in the middle of the night, go do some research. My mind would not let me stop, man. And so I had taken 30-some pages worth of notes. Trying to figure out how I need to get to people. I was about all sorts of things, watching different people that was into business and things like that. Well, my sponsor would not get in touch with me. So it had gotten to the point that I was going to start calling them out in the Facebook group because of the fact, this guy needs to call me. He needs to talk to me. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm serious. I am very serious about this business. So I hounded him, and finally he called me. Now, the reason why I wanted him to call me is because I'd never done anything like this. If I lost money, I would consider it to be a learning experience, and that's it. But what was happening was I was more concerned if I brought people into a business that they'd get hurt, that would bother me. If I lost money, it wouldn't bother me. but letting somebody else lose money like that would really bother me. So I wanted to make sure it was legit. I had all these questions that was ready. I had studied this guy every step that he don't even know how far I'd studied him, right? So when he finally called me, he was blown away that I knew everything about him, the forums he'd been to, anything with his name. I had done research. I'd done my homework, you know. He was blown away. And as a matter of fact, at YouTube, he made one video and renamed it 50 times and put it out at YouTube at different ways, you know. So I was like, how did that work? Did that work for you? He just couldn't believe I had done all this research, even when he was trying to learn how to do things years ago. So when the conversation was done, he really didn't become a better sponsor per se or anything. You know, I still knew, as a matter of fact, he'd left the business, maybe as a lot of it, and went to a different approach, you know, and I guess I could understand that. So I went ahead, I joined the business anyhow, and I hit the ground running. I was so excited, y'all. I'm blind in my right eye, and I really had low self-esteem, and I'm gonna talk about that a little bit in just a minute, y'all. But I wanted my business more than I cared what anybody thought. So I remember the day a $4 stand had come in off of eBay. I had my it was an old S3 phone, and I sat down and started shooting some videos for this business, and I didn't do many of them. And in the business, there was a owner. His name was Tim Chisanis, and I will say his name. And he had really done a good job at building the business. He was, you know, approachable and stuff like that. I didn't have a sponsor. So I had finally gotten the leaderboard. I think I was number 6 or something on the leaderboard, busting my tail while I was still working 65 hours a week in a restaurant. And so I had helped this guy for like 2 hours. And Tim just honest knew I worked a lot of hours, right? So I had sent this message, and to be honest, y'all, I think I was looking recognition. That's really what I wanted. Me putting in all this work, figuring stuff out by myself. I was like, you know, it'd be really nice to have this owner recognize me. Maybe I was just looking something, y'all. I had a pat on the back. I hate to say it, but that's what I was probably looking. So I sent Tim just honest a message, and I said, hey, buddy, I had a guy came in. I helped him for 2 hours to get everything set up. I thought he was going to be impressed, right? Wrong. His very first words were, stop doing that. You're going to confuse your downline. They're going to think they're going to have to do what you are doing right now, and they're not going to do it. He's like, now think of the name of this place. It's called Automated Wealth Network. That was the name of the business, right? And he's like, it's called Automated for a reason. Now this conversation, he's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. 2 o'clock in the morning. There's no doubt in my mind I was probably working the next day. I couldn't sleep. I'd stay up all night long trying to figure out, you know, how to make online business work. And I was starting to get results, so I was really excited, right? And even though I didn't know what I was doing, people could sense that excitement and enthusiasm. And I'm going to tell you, right then and there, Tim Chisana said something that I took to heart, and it changed my life. And I can tell you, I mean, till this day, if it hadn't happened, I don't know if it would have, if anything would have fell into place. Tim told me, he's like, I want you to pick one way to get out to people. Just one. I want you to go master it. I want you to master this thing. And I don't want you to quit. I want you to know that you're not going to quit. Applying action and figuring this thing out, right? And then he says, second thing, I don't want you to message me until you made $500 in commissions. And honestly, I think it was his way to get me to leave him alone for a little bit, you know, whatever. But I didn't have a sponsor. I was excited, you know, and I was like so many people. I was spreading myself so thin. I didn't have the time to do it. I was trying to learn how to do email marketing, YouTube, Facebook, a little bit of this and stuff like, you know. And I was like, all right, I got this. I understand what he's trying to say. So, y'all, I picked one way of getting out to people. And what that one way was Facebook. Because it was a billion people, an ocean full of people. And I was like, you know, I got such a burn in my stomach. If these people can hear and sense and feel what I am feeling, and they can hear me say this and know it's coming from me and being sincere, I don't see there's no way that these people are not going to wake up. They have got to feel something. I can tell you that, right? So there I was in the Facebook group for the business. And lady's name was Karen. She was the person in charge of the Facebook group. And there I was, y'all. And I remember it just, something clicked. I was like, yo, I got it. Sincerity's the answer. That's the answer, right? Well, let me tell you, I had spent 2 weeks of posting and work at home, work from home opportunities. You know those Facebook groups, right? And I had gotten very few leads, and nothing was really working. Might have got a sales or two or something, but not a whole lot. And I remember when I got mad, I literally got pissed off with Facebook. That's when I started writing things that meant something. Something that was real. Something that I was like, y'all, listen, I'm a single full-time dad. I work literally 60, 65 hours a week. I don't have no end in sight. But yet I got light at the end of the tunnel with this business. And what it would mean to me and my little boy, I can't describe it to you. And that's what I was writing. I write something that meant something, right? And then I would post this picture right here, y'all. Now let me tell you something. Or a picture, about like this. This was about the same time I got free from the job, y'all. Now I started all this back in October of 2014. May 7th, 2015, I got free from the job with nothing more than a Facebook account and an old S3 phone, writing things that meant something, posting pictures like this right here. And y'all, let me tell you something. The first day I remember I got off of work at 2 o'clock. I had one short day during the week. I came home. I had already made like 36 leads that day, and I was working. I didn't even, I was blown away. I'd never seen nothing like that. And I remember Tim Chisonis and another guy in the Facebook group in the business for automated wealth network saying 30 to 50 leads a day is a sweet spot. That's where, freedom could come from, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was excited, y'all. Before long, I was getting 60 to 100 plus leads a day. And these were respectful leads because I was writing respectful things, right? Now, let me tell you where I was in Facebook when all this started. 65 hours a week working in a restaurant. I didn't even take pictures of myself because I had low self-esteem. If you ever notice this picture right here, y'all, even at the moment, this picture, I was still looking down at my son because I didn't like seeing pictures of myself. I'm blind in my right eye. For 2 decades, I didn't have a picture of me. You couldn't find a picture or a video of me. You wouldn't. You just would not. And though I don't think it affected other people around me, it did me. Every time I looked at a picture, I could see it. I couldn't get away from it. It bothered me, right? So I had low self-esteem, to be honest, y'all. And all the pictures I had thousands and thousands of pictures of my little boy being a single full-time dad. Every day I wasn't working, it was me and my son going to Chuck E. Cheese, going to, wherever it was. So I had so many pictures of my son, but not me with him. Because it's just me and him. There's nobody to take the picture. And to be honest, I'm not sure I would like the picture. So the reason this picture meant so much to me right here is my little boy had noticed something had changed. I was focusing at Facebook. I was doing some YouTube videos, and this was one of them right here. Y'all thought it'd be nice for if I sent them something to Facebook that had something to connect with me with, and you could hear me, what I felt. So that's what I did. I knew sincerity was going to be the answer, right? I understood that part. So this is right here. I'm still looking at my kitchen table right here. A $4 stand, an old S3 phone, and my little boy wanted to sit in my lap. And at the end of the video, he was waving bye to everybody, right? And I had gone so long without a picture of me and my son. It meant the world to me. So it was so sweet to me. And that's the picture that I would use right here. And before long, y'all, I was actually free from a job. In 6 months' time, I got free from a job with nothing but a Facebook account, an old S3 phone, and a $4 stand I got from eBay. And why I bought that stand, I don't even know. It's like God knew that I was going to need it. You know what I'm saying? The day it came in was the same day I used it for the first time. I didn't know I was going to be getting an online business or something like that, y'all. Now, so here I was, and there's some lessons going to be coming real quick, y'all. So listen real good. The old guy that I had watched the video for was in this business, Automated Wealth Network. He was number one on the leaderboard, and he was killing it, right? So I had really gotten to the point where there was 60 to 100 plus leads a day. Nobody was even coming close to me. So here I was 30 leads down, or 30 members from matching him. We were getting 300 to 350 members a month into our business, y'all. But there were only $33 commissions, and just because they joined didn't mean they went active. So I was making probably about $4,000 a month. Enough that I could pay the bills, enough that I got away from the restaurant business. I was able to get free from a job. but I still wasn't making big money. You know what I'm saying? And then plus everything I did next month, I'd have to do it again, right? But 60 to 100 plus leads, 300 plus members into the group. I was growing. People knew who I was. And there was this guy's name's Chuck, was sitting number one on the leaderboard. So that day was June 13th. I remember it as plain as day. And I wanted to go to number one. I got up that morning, and at lunchtime, I had already got 50 leads, y'all. Well, there was Chuck. He was matching me. Every time I put a member in, he did the same thing. And I could not get closer to him. And I was like, what in the world is this dude doing? So at 1 o'clock on June 13th, I remember because it was my dad's birthday, y'all. At 1 o'clock at June 13th, I decided to call Chuck, or Chuck Boley was his name. And I was like, Chuck, buddy, what are you doing? I can't catch you. And he started laughing, right? Because he knew I was about the only good competition he had at that moment, right? So he was like, buddy, I've been in the hospital. He'd been in there for a week. He had heart problems. I was competing with his YouTube channel. All his videos, he wasn't working. He wasn't doing anything. He was in the hospital. They were just releasing him. He'd been there for days. I had no idea. So here I was chasing the ghost of Chuck, or his residual work at YouTube. And though that day I did go to number one, and from that day on, I never went down below number one ever again inside that business until the day I left that business. I was still number one on the leaderboard. So it was awesome. But the thing was, it taught me that Chuck and there was a couple other guys, it was like third, fourth on the leaderboard, were literally doing just YouTube and was getting maybe not the results I was getting, but they were doing residual work that worked for them. It was helping them. You see what I'm saying? So when I left Automated Wealth Network, the reason I left it wasn't because I didn't love it or anything like that. It was really good business. It was the fact that I needed to go somewhere where I could make more money. And that $33 commission just wasn't going to be it. I knew a lady, she was a marketer. She made over $7,000 in 30 days. And I knew, not say anything, but I was a better marketer than she was. And it kind of made me realize maybe I was in the wrong vehicle. And though that vehicle was perfect at that moment because it got my foot through the door, and if it would have been more, I don't think I would have joined it. You know, I had to mature, to be honest, as a marketer. I wasn't going to do residual, some kind of where I had to pay every month. I was like, my idea is like, okay, why would I pay every month for a business if I got an online business to make money? You know, that was my first thought. So that $33 business was perfect to teach me what I need to do. It came in at the right time. But I think God was doing what he was doing correctly. And the day I left at restaurant, y'all, it should have scared me. I should have been scared to death that I was, leaving restaurants, but I wasn't. I felt like God had my back. This is what I was supposed to do. I'm supposed to go home and learn this, y'all. And let me tell you something else real quick. Me being free from a job, even when I got home, I worked my tail off because I needed to try to make as much. I want to make sure I made a good decision. So even though I was home, I was laying on the couch and I was posting on Facebook and I had that ceiling fan and a blanket and I was watching YouTube videos or whatever I wanted to watch, and the cat was asleep on my leg with the ceiling fan going. It was a lot better than me working my tail off in 14-hour shifts, at the restaurant. So I was, it was a blessing for that. But, I wasn't taking any time off. So I had actually, my yard, y'all, was for 2 years, I had bought a new mower and just sitting in the shop. I never even cut my grass because on my day off, it would waste a whole day. And that's something me and my son could be having fun doing. So I hired somebody to cut my grass, but I love doing landscaping and stuff. And I remember the first day, y'all, I was out there cutting grass. I was going to cut my own grass. I had to jump the battery. It was dead. I remember that. And I got rid of the guy that cut my grass for me. And right now, I remember right where I was at, y'all. I kept looking at the sky and how beautiful it was. And I kept taking deep breaths. And I was wearing these shorts that had been cut off, with strings hanging down. I think I had bunny slippers on or something stupid. I had a towel wrapped around my neck. It had like a big scarf hanging off. And I was singing some loud 80s music. And I was embarrassing my little boy on purpose, to be honest, And I was having a lot of fun, y'all. I was just glad to be home. It's still fresh and so new. I was outside cutting grass, y'all, and I kept taking deep breaths, and it was right then I realized I'm free. You know, it's the first time I noticed that I'm free from 26 years of working my tail off. And that was that moment. But let me tell you what changed my son's mind, where he knew I was free. You listen to this part, y'all. It had always been a dream for me to go get my little boy or go eat with my little boy at school. I had always wanted to do that, and I couldn't do it. So from May 7th all the way to June 10th or whatever it was, I ate at school every day with my little boy, every day. And I was the cool dad. I know, I raced motocross, big arcade games. I knew video games. We had, big projector TV screens with game systems and stuff. So I was pretty popular. We got 13 arcade games in our house. And so Adam had all his little buddies, all his guys were sitting around Adam, and I sort of came into the show and tell is what it felt like. And I remember sitting there, and my son was so proud of me, and he grabbed my arm, had his arm around me, and lay his head on my shoulder, or right there on my side of my shoulder, and he was like, I was like, son, please eat. He wouldn't even eat because he appreciated me being there. I know that those days were the days that he realized that something had changed, and I was free. So that was really what took place, y'all. Now, it was priceless for both of us, I can tell you that. Now, moving forward, I left that business because I needed to find a vehicle that mathematically made sense. And so I jumped into other businesses, and I hit YouTube. I don't even think I even contacted my list. I know that's crazy, y'all, because I had thousands of people on my list. But I wanted to learn how to make YouTube work the way that I did Facebook by taking Tim Chisonis' advice, pick a way to get out to people, just one way, and master it. So I still had that burn in my stomach and all that, right? So I decided I was going to focus at YouTube and learn what Chuck had done and these other guys on the leaderboard below me, that what they were doing. So I knew business. I started hammering away, y'all. I mean, we're talking video after video. I didn't know how to do SEO, didn't know how to do anything, but the guy was on fire in that video, right? Y'all, within the first 90 days from my day one of really focusing at YouTube in that second business, I was making 13,000+ a month, 13,000+ a month with just YouTube, and I never even contacted my list. That was the dumbest thing in the world. I know that sounds crazy, but the reason I did that is I wanted to know every person I got, every view, every lead was coming from YouTube. I needed to know that. I wanted to learn that that's what I was doing. So that's what I did, y'all. Started hammering away at YouTube, using free software, teaching my downline how to use the same kind of software I was using. I thought that'd be really beneficial, and I just let go. And that's the first time I'd ever put money into a business, really, as opposed to that $33 business. Now, the business I do now, and I'm not going to be bragging about or anything, please understand it, but I'm going to show you some of the things I've done that's taught me things. But branding myself, I didn't even know that's what I was doing when I was doing Facebook, when I was doing YouTube. Yet every step of the way, that's exactly what I was doing. So even my emails that I was sending out to people, the follow-up emails, was a picture of, probably for a long time, this right here, giving these people someone to connect with, right? Well, I started doing a business, y'all, that was making $1,000 and $2,000 commissions. And let me show you this, y'all, real quick. As a matter of fact, it should be right here. Let me show you the commissions I was making right off the get-go, y'all. All right. These are $1,000 commissions, each and every one of them, y'all. Now, this is a world of difference from me making $33 commissions. But y'all, let me tell you, I was making up to $40,000 plus months inside of this business, and we only had one commission at the time, so that's why I typed in this right here. But I was making six-figure income because I had gotten into the right vehicle. Is basically what had happened. Where am I at here? There we go. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, getting into a right vehicle, and this is a big lesson right here, y'all. If you want to change your life, you've got to be positioned in a vehicle that mathematically can do that very thing. So if I make $3,000 this week and I owe $27,000 on my house, then that means, 24 more of these, I'd be literally being able to pay my house off. Mathematically, that made sense. When I'm putting 300 to 350 members a month into a business and I was making about $4,000, and then next month I had to do it all again, you know what I'm saying? I felt like I had to put every person in my zip code into a business, and I felt like I was spinning my wheels. And when I got into the right vehicle where mathematically it made sense and I made 100% commissions each and every time, that's when everything changed, y'all. So I will tell you this. I know I never would have done that business on day one when I first got in online business back in October of 2014. I never would have done that. But I will tell you this. When I matured to myself to where I understood that getting into a vehicle like this and what people needed and wanted to make income is really what I did, was what I taught myself, y'all. Join businesses that you believe in. If you don't believe in the business, don't do it. Because I will tell you this, I have at my YouTube channel, y'all, I'm going to do a search real quick, y'all. I'm going to show you how much work I put into this. You'll be able to see this in just a second, y'all. I apologize. This is going to help you out as well, I promise. All right, let me stop this video. All right. So I'm going to do a search right now for Shawn Powell Exitus Elite. That's the name of my business, right? I want you to watch this. I started hammering away at making YouTube videos, right? Now, let me show you this. I literally have hundreds of videos. Now, I've been with this company now for 6 years, but I want you to look at my thumbnails, y'all. What all these thumbnails, almost all of them all have in common is they're branding me. They're giving these people someone to connect with. There's a picture of me and my little boy. This is me picking them up from school, going to eat in an Olive Garden, taking them to the movie theaters, things of that nature, y'all. The things I could never have done working 65 hours a week in a restaurant. And so I started writing this, and you will see some of these things. I don't know why they pop up like that. I think there's a football star named Shawn Powell. So I know that. I've seen that before. But y'all, when I started making YouTube videos where I was branding myself every step of the way, telling them about a business that I believed in, and just letting go, learning to let go. I didn't care what anybody thought about my business. It was just about somebody that believed in my business, and it taught me, y'all, what you think about your business, honestly, is more important than what business you're actually doing. That's the God's honest truth. And you are the biggest cheerleader, the biggest PR guy your company will ever have, your business will ever have. And so you should be out front with your hand out, sticking your hand out. Now, hang-ups, y'all, everybody's got them. I remember fighting myself all day before I sit down and did some videos, sitting down, mashing record, and letting go. And I'm going to tell you what I learned, y'all. First of all, your hang-ups. Whose hang-ups are they? They're your hang-ups. That's not the people watching. So now if you're missing an ear, or if you're bald on top of your head, or if you're blind in your eye, if you're missing teeth, whatever's going on, or if you don't speak good enough English, maybe you think you're the wrong color, whatever your hang-up is, sure hang-ups. Belief is a universal language, y'all. I'm going to tell you that. And if you will let people connect with you, just let go in a business you believe in, and let these people connect with you, that first second, y'all, if you're so big that you can barely even be in the picture, you know, and doing a video, yeah, they'll probably say, hey, look, that's a big dude right here, you know, or whatever it may be. But when you start letting go and showing these people that you believe in what you're doing, you believe in this business, they're going to sense that, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, it ain't going to matter what you look like. It's going to be who you are on the inside, what you think about your business that's going to start talking, and that's what they're going to hear. And the next video, they ain't going to be able to wait to hear what you've got to say again, and then the next, and then the next. In my honest opinion, y'all, I've been number 1, number 2 in the world in literally every offer I have ever done. Till this day, I have not even done any paid advertising at all. And how I decided to get out to people was I mastered Facebook, and here's the thing, y'all, things evolve. What I did now back in 2015 is different now than 2022. Yes, I can still get leads and stuff like that, but things evolve. You have to learn how to do things. Just like if I was to teach myself how to do YouTube now compared to, back in 2016 or whenever it was when I started really doing YouTube, things are going to be different as well then as now. But what you need to do is to pick that way to get out to people and master it. Think of the elements that go with it, only the elements that go with it. Shut off anything else, y'all. Don't worry about this other stuff, this new fandangled way or anything like that. Go get good at what you're doing. I want you to apply action and get comfortable making it a routine even when the money isn't there yet. Understand that, y'all. I was sitting at my kitchen table with that $4 stand, I put out about 130 videos before I ever bought a laptop. I didn't even have a computer. I got free from the job before I had a laptop. My first laptop I got from a pawn shop for $165. Wasn't that powerful. And I started off with that. When I started making 10, 20,000, 30,000 plus a month, that's when I finally went and bought a decent laptop. And, I got my son one as well, as a matter of fact. So he quit playing Minecraft on mine and stuff like that. And to this day, y'all, that's what I'm saying. You got to go with what you've got. But I will tell you this. If I went back right now, all those years, and looked back at me sitting at that kitchen table, there's a lot of things I could say I was doing wrong. I wasn't, titling this right. The description wasn't right. I'm sure I could pick it apart. But one thing that I did do right was there's no way that you can't look at this guy and see that there was a guy that was on fire, that had a burn in his stomach. In my opinion, that's exactly why I was growing and why I was making it. Is because I had learned the most important thing is people join people, and to let go and let these people connect with me. 3 things you need: find a business you believe in, apply action, and be accessible. And just let go, y'all. You just got to let go and let these people connect with you. Now, I'm going to show you some of the posts I was making at Facebook. This right here, this image right here was one of them. This right here, y'all. You know what's better than being free for 4 years and getting paid $1,000 commissions immediately? Nothing. Free since May 7th, 2015. This is a picture of me and here's my little boy. This was different events we had gone to, things of that nature, y'all. I was home for that meant something to me. And here I was making $31,000 in 13 days in this ad. Y'all, this was probably making me a lot of leads, to be honest, even on Facebook, right? Here's another one. Last 24 hours, this is another example. So I was making $2,000, all these $400 commissions. All these were $100 commissions for a different business. But look, here's that image right here with me and my little boy. Everything I did on Facebook, I wanted to make sure they could connect with me directly, because people join people, right? Now, examples of thumbnails, kind of what I just showed you a second ago. Me and my kitty cat right here. Me and my girlfriend out and about. It was $1,000 a day in Exitus Elite. I remember that. Me and my little boy went to the movie theater, surprising him. We were cutting up in the bathroom. I took a picture of, in the big mirror. I had Ed out the back. Nobody wants to see urinals and stuff in the background. We had bought a second boat. We bought a yacht. As a matter of fact, I don't know if there's any pictures up here of the yacht or not. But we got a big yacht at the boat at the beach. But this is shallow water at the lake house. So we bought a second boat. And this was a pontoon boat for the family and kids and grandkids. And we're out that day, y'all. And I had brought in a brand new guy that made $5,000. And so, I thought it'd be really cool to have him. So I talked about him in the video and showed me and him on the leaderboards. I thought it was pretty cool. This is us on the boat right here. But what do all these things have in common, y'all, is it has me, branding me. So what steps are taking place? And even this page right here. Let me keep going up. Here's some artwork right here showing how much money we make in the business. So when I posted something on Facebook that worked, I would literally put it right here so that they could use it. And this is in 2022. This is me literally making, I got over 50 plus leads with this. So I was giving people what was working. Here's an empty one in case somebody needed that. 31,000, 13 days, $40,000 months inside of Exitus Elite. Had $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 days inside this business. You get by giving, plain and simple. Another $1,000 a day, and me sending $2,000 to the bank, $500 to the bank. This is $6,000 in like 2 days right here. But I want to show you this, y'all. Branding myself every step of the way. What does that actually mean? I actually send out, first of all, they're going to connect with me at YouTube. So it's going to be explain the business. Secondly, when they go through as to look at my business, I'm going to send out an email. The email is going to be a picture of me and my little boy, or me and my girlfriend, whatever, giving these people someone to connect with, and then writing something that's real. I usually write a line or two, something right then at that moment. The rest of it down below it, y'all, would be, copy and paste things that they need to know. Keep me from having to rewrite everything, but there's a certain amount of sincerity at least goes into that. Now, from there, they go to my capture page. Let me show you what my capture page is. Capture page is me. You never tell the business what it is in the capture page. The reason why people will assume they know something about it, when they don't, they won't go any further. But if you sit there and say, hey, y'all, I just want to let you know, I appreciate you coming through. I love this business. I've been with them now for 6 years. The best owner I have ever known, point blank, period. The most quality pages, the most money ever made in a day, $9,000, $13,000 weekends inside this business, $30,000, $40,000 months in this business, y'all. This is life-changing income. Come through, take a look at this, and I'll see you on the other side. I appreciate y'all. Just take this business seriously. Something about like that. But you ever notice I didn't say the name of the business, and it's nowhere up here. That's so that people will come through. But what do? They connected with me in the capture page, y'all. So I'm telling you the answer is what I do. Now, sales page. I just created this one recently, again, for Exitus Elite. Right here, it's got the company video right here. It's a 6-minute video. But what did I do is I put me. There you go. Here is a video of me at the very beginning telling these people, y'all, there's going to be 3 videos to make sure you watch all 3 of them all the way through. And I give them someone to connect with, and I show them you making 1,000 or 2,000 commissions right at the very intro. And then I show the company video itself. And then the second, and listen, y'all, I'm going to show you this. This is this one right here. I'm sorry. This one right here, y'all, is literally talking about my son and me being home for half his life.
How different.
From the age of 7 to the age of 14, I've been home, as with my little boy, and that's been priceless, not just for me, but for him as well, y'all. Can't even imagine what it'd be like. My dad worked 70 hours plus in the summertime. I didn't even see him, to be honest. I almost grew up without my dad, to be honest, y'all. And I'm not putting anything against him. I'm just saying that's just the honest truth, y'all. So I want you to understand the whole point of these videos, even though this is a webinar, telling them what I think about the business, what it means to me. Why is the word review the most common thing used behind a video game, a car, a movie, a business, everything? The word review is one of the most common. And the reason why is because people want to know what you think about something. So don't keep that from them. You see what I'm saying? So in the webinar, I tell them about it, and I tell them what it meant to me and my little boy and things of that nature. And then here's some more thoughts right here talking about the company itself and things of that nature. So, but I want you to understand, between here and the capture page, and then I've got my 3-generation bonus training, which is bonus training I give to my downline for coming into the business, with me. So here's a picture of me right here. So I'm branding myself in the training that I've given it to my downline. I'm branding it into the Shawn Powell's Mega Swipe file that I'm giving to my leads who aren't even the members yet. That makes good sense, right? And I even have a payment page where I've created for everybody as well, y'all. So understand that finding the business you believe in, getting over your hangups, letting these people connect with you. And listen, some of y'all, you're going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars doing paid advertising to a sales page or sales funnel, or maybe even a sponsor that had branded themselves. That's how you knew them in the first place, because they branded themselves. And you think you're going to be getting what they're getting by using that sales funnel. And the problem is, you're going to show somebody the business, and they may appreciate it. But what's going to happen is they're going to leave you. They had not connected with you. You were not standing in front of your house with your hand out, and they don't even know who you are. And they're going to go somewhere like YouTube, and they're going to connect with someone like me that's going to be sitting there telling them what they think about the business, letting go entirely. And who do you think they're going to go with? You paid for that lead. And listen, they even know how much it is. So I don't even have no sticker shock. All they are looking for is someone that believed in the business, who's applying action, who is accessible, and who has branded themselves every step of the way. And that's what's going to happen. So I will tell you this, what I've done right now is basically what I've done in every business I've done. That's why I have been number 1, number 2 in the world. I'm not against paid advertising. I'm just telling you, make sure that you are out front, making sure that these people can connect with you. If you're expecting them to run through your house and all you're going to have is an email to catch them, good luck, because they're going to be competing that against connecting with someone like me at YouTube, and it's going to be really hard for that one email that may not even make it to them compared to be honest. So y'all, I hope this helps you. In 2022, y'all, it's the same answers as 2015. There's nothing really changed. I will tell you this, make sure that you're in a vehicle that actually mathematically makes sense to you, that could actually change your life, because if not, you're going to be running around chasing your tail, and you're going to be wondering why these other marketers aren't good as you are, making a lot more money than you potentially. And I will tell you this, I've seen people that couldn't sell an $18 business, get into a higher business like Exitus Elite 1000. We got $100 commissions right on up higher, but 90% of people come in at the G1000 or higher. So they wind up getting into this business making $3,000 in their first month, and they never made a dime ever in online business. And to me, that's one. I'd honestly rather see my downline make money than me. That's to be honest, truth. So that's why I think I'm so proud when I see somebody like Joe last month came in his first 6 days, he made $5,000 in this business, and I actually wound up doing videos about it, as a matter of fact. All right, y'all, I'm gonna end this video. I know this was a really long one, y'all, but I really just wanted to let you know what the answers were for affiliate marketing, what my answers are. And to be honest, even no matter who I'm with in whatever businesses, y'all, and I've got friends that do paid advertising, it's just they have branded themselves. That's why they're number one, number two in the world, just like I am, and in the businesses we do and stuff like that. There's nothing better and bigger you can do for yourself ever in any business than to brand yourself into that business. People often knew me as the Exitus Elite guy. Literally, when they think Exitus Elite, they think of me. Press One Cash, I was number one in the world for that, same thing. Mobile Biz Op, same thing. So those are the important things that you need to know that come from really just by branding yourself and letting people connect with you. That's going to make you stand out head and shoulders above everybody else. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, y'all, if you are interested in this business. I promise you I won't even barely going to say Exitus Elite or anything in this business in this video, because I wanted you just to know the answers. But if you are interested, y'all, look down below, y'all. I've got over 300 videos for Exitus Elite in the last 6 years. You're going to find everything that you need. And if you decide to come into the business with me, I do put your first member in for you at the G1000 and the G2000. You're going to get all the training in this beautiful sales page I've created as well. So I'll be right here waiting for you. With that being said, y'all, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Appreciate it.